So, I'm going to teach you how to do Arackukele on Shadow Islet. In that other video I have where I play it, my guitar is down tuned by 3 half steps, and that's why I have a capo on the 3rd fret. It's to counteract that. This guitar right now is in standard tuning, so I don't need to do any capo stuff. So the first chord for this is a B minor. And what you're going to do is you're going to take your fingers, your 2nd finger, 3rd finger, and 4th finger, and you're going to park them, for the most part, on strings 4, 5, 6. But because it's a B minor, they're going to sound like this. And your thumb is going to, for the B minor at least, alternate between string 2 and string 3. 2, 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6, with the B minor here. And then you're going to make a different shape. And with this shape, it's a bar on your pointer finger covering the 2nd and 3rd, covering the 2nd frets of the bottom 2 strings, the 5th and 6th strings. So these 2 strings now have, and then you're going to put your ring finger down on the 3rd fret of the 4th string, the string right above them. So now you're covering the bottom 3 strings on fret 3 and then fret 2 and 2 with the bar. So you have, and then you have these 2 fingers, your middle finger and your ring and your pinky finger free. And you're going to have them free because what you're going to do for the bass is go 1st string with your middle finger covering the 2nd fret, 2nd string with your middle finger on the 1st fret, 2nd string with your pinky on the 4th fret, and then back to the 1st string with your middle finger on the 1st fret. On the 2nd fret. So it's 2nd fret 1st string, 1st fret 2nd string, 4th fret 2nd string, 1st string again with the 2nd fret. Without letting go of this bar and the extra finger here. So take some practice, especially to switch from the B minor. And then I'm going to go to a B major. And with the B major, you're going to do the exact same pattern you were doing before, with these 3 fingers are staying on 4, 5, 6, and your thumb is going 2, 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you're going to do an E minor, just 2 fingers on the 2nd frets of the 2nd and 3rd strings. 2nd and 3rd string. And your thumb is going to go 1st string, while you stay on 4, 5, 6, 2nd string, 4, 5, 6, 3rd string, 4, 5, 6, 2nd string, 4, 5, 6. From the top you have, and then this part, which is I can make it more complicated, and I'll show you at the end a way to make this the whole thing more complicated, just to make this part sound a little better. But right now I'm going to show you the simple way, and this is how I did it in that other video. Pinky on the 3rd fret of the 5th string. This string, the B, 3rd fret. And then ring finger I'm going to suggest, but whatever you want, on the top string here, the E, on the 3rd fret. And you're going to move these 3 fingers from the bottom 3 strings where they've been to the 3rd, 4th, and 5th string. For this part, okay? So the bass is now going to go 1st string on the 3rd fret to the open D string, the 3rd string, even though that is where you have these parts. So you're going to go 1, 3, 4, 5, 3, 3, 4, 5. You're going to do it twice, and then you're going to lower it. You're going to lower it from the 1st fret. You're going to lower your 1st string from the 3rd fret to the 2nd fret. So you have. One, you're going to lower it one more time, and you're going to add a finger. I'm going to do my middle finger because I did ring to middle to pointer, and now my middle finger is free, and I'm going to put it down again. Where am I putting it? On the 4th string down, on the G string, on the 1st fret. I'm making this sound. So we went from 1, again I have middle finger on the 3rd fret and pinky on the 3rd fret of the 5th string. 1, 3, 4, 5, 3, 3, 4, 5, 1, 3, 4, 5, 3, 3, 4, 5, lower the 1 to the 2nd fret, 3, 4, 5, 3, 3, 4, 5, lower the 1 to the 1st fret and add 1 to the 1st fret of the 4th string. And then I'm moving and I'm taking my pointer and my ring finger, putting my pointer on the 2nd fret of the 5th string, the B string on the 2nd fret, and the D string, the 3rd string down on the 4th fret. And these are staying on strings 3, 4, and 5. And I'm doing open E string, finger on the 4th fret of the A string, 4th fret of the A string, and then 5th fret of the A string with the pinky, back to the 4th fret of the A string. And then I'm going to move these to 4, 5, and 6, and I'm going to change where my fingers are. So again, I had open 3, 4, 5, an open of the 1st string 3, 4, 5, 4th fret of the 2nd string 3, 4, 5, 5th of the 2nd 3, 4, 5, 4th 3, 4, 5, and the 3, 4, 5 is, and then I'm switching to beyond 4, 5, 6, and what I'm using is my middle and my ring finger. I'm replacing the 2nd fret of the B string with my middle, so it's doing, and I'm putting my ring finger down on the 3rd fret of the G string, and so and now that I'm on 4, 5, 6, it's going, so it was doing this, and now it's, and the bass is going to open E string, 1st fret of the A string, 4th fret of the A string, back to the 1st fret of the A string. So from to, and then from the top. Time you slow the heck down, because that's how it's done in the on Shadow Islet. And the way to make it even more complicated and make it a little more accurate is to lower this E string to a D, and then everything you ever do on this string needs you to add 2 frets to it. So when you do that thing with the bar and the 4th finger and the bar and your ring finger, you go 4, 1, 4, 4, right? And when you do the E minor, you need 3 fingers and you go, because you have to add that there. And the whole reason that you do this is because when you get to the G part, instead of doing a G over there, you basically do an F thingy, where you take your ring finger and your pinky finger, and you put them on the 5th frets of the 2nd and 3rd strings, and you put your middle finger and your pointer finger on the 4th and 3rd frets of the 4th and 5th strings respectively, so that you unlock this sound, and you put your thumb also on the 5th fret of the E string, and that way you can go 1, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you don't use, instead of before when I was using 1, 3, 4, 5, 3, 3, 4, 5, and I was recycling that one string twice, you don't have to do that anymore. So you can go 1, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, lower it by 1, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, lower it by 1 again, and raise your pinky on the 3rd string to be on the 6th fret. And you switch back to finish the end, but also you need to add and compensate for the fact that your bottom string is lowered by 2 frets, so every time you would do it open, you need to have something down on the 2nd fret, and that makes it a little more complicated. I'm not going to go into all of that. But yeah, that's Arackukele on Shadow Islet with an extra complication on the end that you can ignore unless you want to get extra. It's not how I did it in that video, because it's how I figured it out. It's because I figured out how to do it afterwards. And also, it's a little harder and not in standard tuning. Yeah, good luck, and let me know what you think.